I've had this FMK pistol for a couple years now, and maybe shot 300 rounds through it. I'll go over the handgun and let you know why I don't shoot it that often. The FMK 9C is comparable to the Glock 19 in size and purpose, but holds one less round in the magazine. Mine was a promotional edition, so it came with front sight branding on the case and gun itself. The case is good and sturdy, has holes for locks, and ample room inside for storage. The manual is nicely printed. Here you can see the appropriately named Bill of Rights model, which is engraved with the Bill of Rights. A political book is also included, but I didn't get a gun so I could read a book, so I can't tell you if it's any good. A quick look around the gun shows you it has nice styling and ergonomics. It's actually the most comfortable handgun I've ever held. Large magazine release, broad finger grooves, and a loaded chamber indicator. Back to the ergonomics. This handgun fits my large hands very nicely, with the mag release in a nice spot, and the trigger guard not cutting into my finger. In contrast, one of the reasons why I swapped away from the Glock 19 is that the trigger guard bites me and my fingers end up on the lands instead of in the grooves, making for a less stable grip. Disassembly is just like a Glock. Make sure the firearm is clear, pull the trigger, pull down on the little levers while easing back on the slide, and it all comes apart. If the insides look familiar, it's because this is basically a Glock, without the decades of production experience. Fit and finish are a bit rough. Here are some close-ups. If you're familiar with a Glock, you'll be familiar with this pistol. Engravings all over the place, including some nice patriotic statements. The grip has a nice, soft texture. I wanted to show you one of my major complaints. The trigger stacks, creeps, slips, and then stacks again, and not always in that order, before finally breaking way at the rear. Late breaking heavy triggers are actually a good thing in defensive situations, as they reduce the chance of accidental discharge during high stress situations. And here it is in practical application. Watch how the trigger slips, then stops, then fires.
This trigger sucks.
The other major issue I've had with this handgun is that it jams. It jams so often that I've kept it primarily for malfunction drills. The majority of the problems seem to be failures to eject, and if you watch the footage, you can see that ejection is far from positive. FMK will work on the gun if you send it to him, but a fellow owner has tried twice and not had positive results. On this particular day, it was only jamming about once per 20 rounds, but otherwise it worked. In conclusion, I admire the spirit and intent of FMK, but would not trust my life on this gun. It might be wiser to save up a little longer and get a Glock, but if you're looking for obscure and different, try an FMK.